So are there such things as rotten-proof films? Because there seem to be, but what exactly is the reasoning behind this? So let's talk about this and try to figure it out. So rotten-proof films. Now, of course, Rotten Tomatoes plays a pretty big, I guess, part in box office to a degree. Justice League, for example, is a big factor. Sequel to Batman v Superman, it went the way it did. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, sequel to Amazing Spider-Man 1, went the way it did. Made more money, but didn't make enough profit. But it had worse reviews. And more recently, Venom. Venom is like, I don't know, the story of the Venom that could. I really don't know what to say about it. It's truly broken every barrier you could possibly imagine, even though it had a low Rotten Tomatoes score. But at the same time, you look at Justice League, and that's what I'm going to use as a comparison here. It had better reviews than people expected. I mean, it did. But why didn't that movie succeed with such heavy hitters? And then why did Venom, against all odds, make such a big impact at box office? So what exactly is happening here? And honestly, I think Rotten Tomatoes only really works to a degree. Essentially, people always find out one movie. I have these a couple times a year, maybe twice a year, really. Maybe 3 tops, where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to see this movie. It looks so dumb. Alright, we're gonna go see this? Perfect. So the wife and I go see it. And sometimes it ends up surprising me. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's better than I thought. Like Blockers this year, for example, with John Cena. And also Bad Samaritan. I had no interest in either one of those movies. But Bad Samaritan I love, and Blockers I got a good laugh out of. So I was like, you know what? Okay, you surprised me. That's twice this year I saw a random movie I never wanted to see, and I walked away happy. At the same time, I think a lot of people have those types of movies, and Venom just looked different. It felt different, the marketing was different, everything about it seemed different, so I think people were willing to give that movie a chance, unlike some other films. And when you think of it that way, I think that's really what kind of drives some of these movies forward, is that it's not about Rotten Tomatoes to a degree, because sometimes you just ignore it. And I think there's been this shift into how we perceive Rotten Tomatoes, where sometimes the critics love a movie and the general audience sees it and goes, what the hell were you watching? The Last Jedi, for example. Other times the crowd sees it and goes, damn, you were on point. Batman v Superman. And sometimes they see it and go, are we watching the same movie? So, you really can't fault anybody, but it's just an interesting position to be in, because Rotten Tomatoes, at some points, could be the death of a movie, but at some points, even if it's terrible, it doesn't matter.